Welcome back to Blatantly Honest with Makaila Nichols. On today's episode, I caught up with a good friend of mine, Miss Lexi Rabe. At just 8 years old, she has accomplished so much, from appearing in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, to playing Morgan Stark in Avengers Endgame, and her most recent film, Silk Road. Despite her young age, she knows what it's like to be bullied. Today, Lexi and I talk about bullying, body image, and just how important kindness really is. Welcome, Lexi. Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. You are just amazing in every way possible, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Go ahead, sweetie. What?
You were so sweet.
Oh, thank you. I try my very best. So are you. And we're going to talk a lot about sweetness and kindness today because you embody that all the time. So you're only 8 years old. How does it feel to be 8 years old and you're so accomplished? Does it feel like you've accomplished as much as you have?
I just feel so blessed when I can just be in these awesome movies, which I've been in. I love it.
What a great answer. I think it's awesome. I mean, I love watching you you're kind of growing up on camera in some kind of way. So I'm sure your fans are going to follow you for so long. And speaking of fans and all that, how old were you when you started acting?
About four or five. So I did Godzilla when I was 4 or 5, and I did Avengers when I was 5, 6. Like in between, somewhere in between that.
Wow.
So
Did you do Godzilla or Avengers first? So Godzilla, I think you said, right?
yeah, that's
Wow. Godzilla is a pretty scary monster. Did that concept scare you, or you're like, I got this?
eh. The only thing that was actually there, it was just a pole in a basically this background, but like it on that pole, and they literally edited it to look like that.
Wow, that's cool. I never knew that. Thank you for sharing that with me. What a great trick. Hollywood has so many big tricks and so many hidden secrets and so many exciting things. So, Millie Bobby Brown was also in Godzilla. What do you think of Miss Millie?
He was so sweet. I really want to see her again. I remember this time when I came out from my chair trying to get to makeup, and she saw me, and she came running out of the car yelling, "Lexi, Lexi, Lexi." And she was so sweet. I really want to see her again.
Aw, I'm sure you miss her. She seems so awesome. And I know she's struggled a lot with bullying and everything. So how does it feel knowing that, Millie dealt with bullying, you've experienced some bullying. What is that like? I mean, you see someone older being bullied and then you're being bullied. What was that like for you?
It actually made me cry and made me really sad.
When people are bullying you, right? Because you're 8 years old, and sometimes I think they treat you like you're my age, like you're an adult, right? What do you have to say to some of the adults and to some people online that are treating you as if you're an adult? What do you want to say to them?
Just a kid.
You are just a kid. And so I think sometimes people forget that, right? Because you've done so many amazing things, they think that, oh, just because she's done all these amazing things, she must be an adult inside, right? And that just doesn't really make any sense. So why don't we talk a little bit more about bullying, because I know how passionate you are for it, and you're really trying to make a difference. So tell me a little bit why you, Miss Lexi Rabe, are so passionate about being an advocate for kindness and to stop bullying.
Well, I got bullied when I was in school. They just was really mean, and yeah, I don't like anybody bullying anyone. And the
It's
only reason why I know why bullying started is because, well, one person was mean to the other person, and then that made them get hurt, and then they just pass it down. And I just want to stop that. I just want people to smile. I just want them to be happy.
That's a great answer, Lexi. I think people deserve to be happy. And clearly, you understand that at such an early age, and that is so powerful. What other advice? So, let's say someone's listening to us right now, right? And maybe they feel like they're being bullied. What advice do you have for someone who might be dealing with that?
Okay, so don't give in. Don't cry because they want you to cry literally. They literally want you to. If you do it, just don't do it and test it out, and it actually will work. Because that's one of the tricks that my mom told me whenever I was being bullied, and it actually worked.
Wow. That's a great trick. I think people sometimes forget that. You can't cry because then you're showing them that, hey, they got to you, and you can't let people get to you.
I just tell somebody, don't keep it inside you. If people don't like you, well, then what's the deal? If people don't like you, well, you are still awesome inside here. You are beautiful, strong, and confident inside here. Find your flock. Find somebody that gets you. You don't need everybody else. You just need a few good friends in life.
Let's talk about some fun stuff. So, we talked a little bit about bullying, and that's pretty serious, but I'm sure your fans are so curious to hear about your experience in acting because, you post these cool things, you're doing this stuff, but let's tell them about what it's really like. I mean, do you ever get nervous to audition?
Actually, no, because it's just a job like any other. They're just normal people like you. Some people have different talents, and some people have acting talents.
Well said. I think sometimes people think of acting and they're like, oh, it's this crazy thing. Like, what is it? And, it's just a job. You're right. It's just a job. And you happen to be incredible at it at 8 years old. Like, my goodness, it's just so impressive. So, yeah, you're so welcome, sweetheart. So, you have worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. You've literally played Iron Man's daughter. Has that ever sunk in with you?
Not yet.
Not yet. Definitely. Yeah. I'm sure one day when you're older, you're going to be like, man, like I did that and it just went so over my head. I mean, that's huge. So, for all the Marvel fans listening, can you give us the line that everyone melts over?
I love you 3000.
So cute. I love it. So, Lexi, obviously, right, you've done these amazing parts. You've done Godzilla, you've done the Avengers, and you're getting recognized all these different places. I'm sure it can be really overwhelming. Do you think it's sometimes overwhelming to be seen all the time and be recognized? Or you're like, I like this, or is it sometimes a lot?
It's actually really nice being recognized by fans. They're always so nice to me. They always are just like so sweet and kind.
Well, that's good. That makes me happy to hear that they're sweet and kind to you, as they should be, because, not an adult, you're a kid, and you have a lot of growing up to do. So we hope that there's still a lot of kind people that would treat you nice because you've never done anything wrong. So at least I know. Maybe mom would argue a little different, but you're a kid. You know what? You gotta make mistakes sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about your first movie premiere. What was that experience like? What did you wear? How did you feel?
Allure Safari was the person who made my dress. It looked so beautiful. It was Iron Man themed. Everybody just like, ooh, are you a Marvel fan? Not knowing that in my fabulous butterfly crown. Not flower crown, butterfly crown.
Wow. I'm sure that was just the most incredible thing. And that dress is probably just something you'll hold
Yeah,
on.
and well, I didn't even I barely even knew what a red carpet was. So I'm just like, just want me to walk and smile? I can do that.
That sounds pretty fun, huh? You just walk, smile, get to wear a beautiful dress and a butterfly crown.
It was really fun. It made me feel like a princess.
Lexi, I mean, you have some amazing projects that you've been working on that are coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about any upcoming projects?
So I'm so excited. Silk Road's coming out, and I motivate my dad to do some things I probably shouldn't have. And I'm not going to spoil the rest.
I love it. I can't wait to see it. I've heard such incredible things about it. And so this title is going to come out and everyone gets to see a new side of you. What do you think of that? I mean, you've played a lot of like powerful characters and this character is a little bit different. Did it feel good to play something new?
Yes, I love playing something new, but I extremely loved being Morgan Stark. She is a sassy tomboy. I love her.
I love it. A sassy tomboy. And I think your outfit screams like so much fun and a little bit of rock and roll. Have you ever listened to the Rolling Stones or do you not know who they are? Not to put you on the hot seat because I think
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit. Good answer. I'm glad to hear that. That makes your parents have given you the good music taste then because that is a classic. Lexi, let's talk a little bit more about. So, we've kind of talked a little bit about bullying and all that kind of stuff. And I remember we had a fantastic time here in Orlando. You and I went to the sugar factory and ate so many amazing things. And before dessert came out, I remember hearing about your dairy allergy. So, how was that? I mean, did you ever think that you might have an allergy like that? How has that impacted you?
I wish I had a mint allergy because I didn't like mint anyway. So, yeah, I have a dairy allergy and makes me extremely sick and makes me bloat up, and it's just not fun.
Ugh. So that must be a little bit challenging because you're so young and you love ice cream and you love all that yummy stuff. And it's like, ugh, can't really have it anymore. Has that really
Yeah,
how did that make you feel?
it made me really sad, but we have alternatives, and it makes me really happy that we do.
Very true. And I'm sure mom and dad and your whole family look out for you because there are so many other great things like we had that night. I forget what you ate, but it looked really yummy, whatever it was. And at least you can have candy.
Yeah.
I think every kid deserves candy and sometimes ice cream. Unless you can't have ice cream, then by all means, keep eating candy. So,
Alternatives for ice cream too.
when people hear about this dairy allergy, I mean, what was it like figuring out? Because I'm sure people were kind of like, oh, I wonder what might be wrong with Lexi if her face gets a little puffy. I mean, what do you have to say to them for judging you really quick?
It just made me really sad. And people used to call me fat even though I was bloating up because they didn't know what was wrong with me yet.
That's absolutely sickening that people could call an 8-year-old girl fat. And you were probably younger than that. So that's even more sick. I mean, has that ever made you like feel like, oh, I do feel like that? Or did you know, like, I have something wrong with me and I just wish the world would hear me?
I actually both made me really sad and made me feel really fat. I don't like it.
I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. And I think people that have, food sensitivity or food allergy, like sometimes people are quick to judge. And I think that's where a lot of bullying comes from, unfortunately, because, we see something different than ourselves and we project how we feel onto them and everything else. So I'm sure as someone in your position and you're a celebrity, I call it the C word, the celebrity word, and that's you. I mean, you're 8 years old, you're a celebrity. Do you ever feel like you are expected just like to the world to be perfect at all times?
No, because I'm just a normal person like everybody else. So I want to set a good example because I want everybody to be happy. And also since I'm in the public eye.
You've talked so much about body positivity and being yourself and anti-bullying. So you're actually taking part in our mission to the moon, having your photo go to the moon, benefiting the Blatantly Honest Foundation. What does it mean for you as someone who is able to have their picture go to the moon? What does that say about bullying prevention and kids that have been bullied?
I think it's an important message. And I just think it's so cool that I get to be going to the moon, basically. Just imagining 2,000 years from now, like another person's gonna see us on the moon, and I think that's just really cool.
I think it's really cool too. And I'm so happy to have your support and everything. And I know that you're going to continue to do so much good anti bullying work. So, what's next for you? I know you kind of want to dabble in the speaking engagements and everything of that nature. What else do you want to do?
I want to spread joy. That's all I want to do. Just make people happy. And also, I want to help the homeless. That's really what I want to do. I don't like people living on the streets, eating from the trash. I just think it's really sad.
I know you guys had a family drive or food drive or toy drive, whatever it was. I think that's awesome that you're giving back to the community in so many different ways. Do you have any other messages of spreading kindness or anything that you might like to share?
There's so much hate. Let's spread some love. It doesn't matter how big or small your voice is, music for good.
Okay.
Be bold and be you and be blatantly honest.